Hey, this is Patrick again. Today I want to share with you our franchise business review checklist. This checklist is really important for anyone that's considering buying a franchise here in the United States. As you might know, franchises in the US are regulated by the Federal Trade Commission, and every franchise, before they're sold to the public, need to disclose a franchise disclosure document, also called the FDD. Number one on the checklist, you need to receive the FDD of the franchise that you're investigating. The second item, now that you have the FDD, let's start by first reviewing item 3, which goes through prior litigation, current litigation against the franchisor and any of the executives. Before you enter into a potential marriage with a business partner, which that's what a franchise agreement is, it's generally for 10 years, you better know if they have any skeletons that are somewhat exposed in their closet in the form of ongoing litigation or prior litigation, and that will be disclosed again in item 3 of the franchise disclosure document. Item 4 is going to go over any prior bankruptcies that the executives, owners, the franchisor themselves have had. Then going on to item 6 is going to go through the fees that you're responsible for paying to the franchisor to basically use their system, the branding throughout the term of the contract. Item 7 goes through the initial investment costs to open up that franchise, and it generally includes 3 months of working capital. Really important to understand what's included in those initial costs. Nearly 60% of franchisors in the item 19 will disclose financial performance. Now, they might show just average sales, median sales. They might even show the net income, the profit of the business. This will be in item 19, and it's really important you read the fine print and understand that if they're disclosing all franchises that have been operating over a year, or if they're disclosing all their franchises, or just a handful of corporate locations. Item 20. I love diving into the section and seeing how many franchises have opened, closed, transfer rate, which can show churn in the system, franchises that have been reacquired recently from the franchisor, and you can also see this on a state-by-state basis. Again, that's item 20. You've got to check that. And then go on some easy third-party searches. You'll be surprised what you see on Google searches. Check out 10, 20 of the locations, see what customers are reviewing, see what the average star rating is. Google the whole leadership team, first and last name. Go at least 5-6 pages into Google to see their prior background and what things you might find in the public domain about the owners, executive team, and that exact franchise. When you're doing your Google search and review, you might want to add in litigation, dispute. Again, you're trying to uncover some red flags here why you might not want to continue evaluating that franchise. As again, part of the franchise business review is reviewing the news that's been released on that franchise. And you can do that through the Google News feature. Just search the name of the business franchise, and you should be able to get some news over the last few years from that franchise brand. And then item 21 in the franchise disclosure document goes to the audited financials. This is really important to understand the income statement, the balance sheet. What's the financial stability of the business and what the projections might indicate for the coming years based on the historics. You're going to want to look through these financials, or at least have your advisor, your accountant, your corporate attorney review the long-term debt on the franchisor, how their net income or net loss looks for the prior 3 years. Statement of cash flow is very important. Also, ownership breakdown of the franchisor and see if they have related entities. Sometimes franchisors like to be clever and receive kickbacks to a related entity, and this all should be legally disclosed in the franchise disclosure document. And then ask for the proposed organizational chart of a franchise that you might want to be opening to see where you fit in the picture and what is the typical structure for a franchisee that wants to open up in that system. Do they have a general manager? Are they working day-to-day in the business? And then ask if the executives have any ongoing or potential litigation that you as a prospective franchisee should know. Again, as part of this franchise business review, it's really to see if there's red flags or yellow flags. So you should ask further questions, put it on hold, get your attorney, get your accountant more involved. And if they pass through this checklist with flying colors, you still have some other things to consider. And part of the things that you should consider next are getting those conversations booked with actual franchisees. Thanks.